I wanted to come before you and share this urgent message that I have felt in my spirit, and also people experience it. The leadership in the church have experienced it. There has been uproar, shaking happening throughout the church. And that's the reason I felt truly in my spirit to come on to address it from one nation to the next nation, from state to state, from every single church is experiencing these couple of things that what I'm about to share with you. The very first thing the Christians across the board have been experiencing, and that's a greatest attack on their finance. Businesses after the pandemic, around about 4 years, now a lot of people are experiencing afterward effect. Lots of businesses are going down. But I want to say that despite of all that, I want to warn our church and community: take a brace and don't stop praying, because biggest challenge now personally people are having is experiencing challenge in prayer, discouragement, anxiety kicking in, and a lots of people are feeling depressed right now. It's because Christians especially are experiencing bondage barrier right now in their way that is preventing them to get financial freedom. If you ask me, Adnan, when in the history of the universe that people had financial freedom? Yes, you are right that people might not have a financial freedom, but they did not had a financial stress the way we are experiencing right now in the church. And that is the very reason I wanted to warn people against the spirit of devourment, because spirit is devouring people any place and any event. People are right now, I think, making more money in the history of making money, in the history of business, but they are still losing it on an event, on a place that where people are making more money, but the money is being squandered in places, and it feels like squander. It feels like there's a hole in the sack, and people don't know how to overcome it. Can I just warn you right now? The spirit of Antichrist is roaming around the ground, and he's looking for who can he devour. People are falling into temptation. The church is being attacked on a level like never before. Being attacked with perversion, being attacked financially, being attacked emotionally. Leadership is being attacked everywhere that you see right now. There has been attack of an enemy over the church, over children, over families. There has been attack, and we as a church don't know how to tackle, how to fight back, how to respond. Because I think the biggest thing church needs to realize, that's why I'm saying these things. The biggest thing we have to arm ourselves with is a prayer. Prayer is a weapon that we can, it's a mass destruction weapon that we can use against the enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, pay very close attention. And if you can give me a courtesy of sharing this video on your Facebook timeline, your Facebook, anywhere you can possibly can share this video, would you give me a benefit of being or of reaching more people in your friend list and on your Facebook, on your social media? Because we are living in a very urgent time, and this message right now I am sharing with you is a crucial how we can counterattack the enemy. How can we recognize the devil's attack in our life, in our family's life, in our church life? How can we counterback this attack? People, I have not heard it this in that level of desperation for people, that how many people right now are being attacked right this movement. How many people are actually being attacked? How many people are being uh, caught off guard? How many people are reaching out and desperately need a breakthrough in their finance? No, it is. That's why I'm saying we are living in a very interesting time. Leadership at the level of being attacked, temptations is coming in so far, and that's why Jesus said that is exactly. Jesus knew that next generation, next centuries to come, and people yet to born going to face what we are facing as individual right now. That's why Jesus said, pray so that you don't fall into temptation. We are falling into temptations like never before. We are encountering or facing some of the challenges that our forefathers never faced. The challenges, I'm telling you, technology is good, is awesome. But at the tip of our, despite of how advanced we are, despite of the technology we have right now, but we are being attacked on the level like our forefathers never been attacked. People have never had to deal with some of the things that we are dealing with, and that is why people easily falling into temptation. Now we are here we come. Now we are fighting against absolutely evil and those who love to do evil. We are fighting against both of these things right now. People who love to do evil and also pure evil is a demonic forces. That's what we are fighting against. There has been attack announced against the church. There has been attack over the church, has and there has been demon and demonic forces that has been assigned to destroy the church. Do you know? Because enemy knows that if this movement, if the leadership comes forth, if we got loosened, and if church recognize how to counterattack, how to come back against the devices, against the arrow that enemy is shooting towards us to destroy us, how we can counter, how we can fight back, I'm telling you, we gonna be blessed. We gonna be able to live our lives better. Leadership needs to teach that to people, that not to like how to pray 3 times a day to become a billionaire, but how to pray 3 times a day or 4 times a day to put a hedge of protection around our family, put a hedge of protection around our church. And we have to do that. We have to pray more so we don't fall into temptation. Even my life, sometime I can share that in my experience with you. When I am weak in prayer, and no leaders would like to admit that, when I'm weak in prayer, I'm counter attacking. I'm being attacked all 4 different directions. I'm constantly being attacked. I don't know how to overcome this attack on my own strength. That's the reason we need the strength of Jesus Christ. We need a prayer to have in our lives so we can overcome some of these attacks that coming in our directions. Thank you, brother Alex, for coming on. Appreciate it. This We are living in a very interesting time. That's why I say the answer to the greatest attack is a prayer. Think about Jesus was attacked, and when Jesus being in a human body, he was constantly attacked. He was taken up to the temple, and devil said like, if you just jump, and he was quoting scripture to Jesus, if you just jump from the temple and from the roof of temple, then your angels will come and protect you. And it was talking about the angel exactly to deceive us. Deceive us, to manipulate us, to to catch us off guard. And this is what is actually happening. Only the time we get into temptations or get tempted with stuff when we are not praying. Ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with me with that? So we need to pray. We need to be a praying church. We need to be praying believers. We need to be, even in my life, I'm preaching to myself too. We need to be a people of prayer. If we want to overcome over every single obstacle in our life, we need to pray. We need to call upon the name of God, because we got to be honest, transparent before God. God, I cannot fight on my own. I need you, Lord. I desperately need you in my life to bring transformation, to bring a true change. Transformation is going to come through a true change. If you don't have a change in your life, if you don't have the change of heart, the change of circumstances, change of a location, a change of all the temptations that you're facing right now, the change of a company, change of, oh my goodness, people go listen that and gonna freak out. Change of a friends, because it's time. Those people, those friends that always cause you to fall into temptation, you gotta change them, replace them, run away from these people, because these are the only way you're going to counterattack the enemy. You're gonna run away from these attacks, or you're gonna uh, get these attacks to fall into the ground and cancel these attacks against your life, against your church, against the leadership. Is to change the people that you hang out with. Surround yourself with a stronger believers that they will give their life, they will risk their life instead of compromising with the gospel, instead of compromising with some of the Bible that is against with the things. You gotta be around people that challenge you to pray more, challenge you to be honest, challenge you to be accountable, challenge you to be like on your feet, right? You gotta be around people that are always constantly challenging you to be the better of yourself. You know, the problem is we are hanging out with the people that who always wants to say things to please you. We are hanging around leaders that they are afraid to be honest with each other. Why? Because they want their approval, they want their favor, they want to fit in. But you want to be around people, like, for example, I'm thinking right now in my mind and thinking like, people always like to hang around people that they like. For example, if their ministry is larger than the other ministry, then people who are have a less church members, they always will bend towards the people with the leader with the more church members. They will always do that, the compromise. And even when the leader who has a more influence, who's more famous, who has more money, who has more church members, the person who don't, they will always, even like if they did wrong, and instead of saying that, hey, this is wrong and we cannot tolerate that in the church, instead of that, they might will try to be a good steward, good friends, to cover up for the friends. No, this is not what it is. You always have to say, like, you got to turn away back because you're playing with the fire. And I think accountability in the church has to happen. Even I'm not perfect. I'm in a times of like falling into temptations, but the problem is that you just gotta always do the opposite. I told somebody, you know, always do the opposite of your thoughts. These thoughts are wrong. These thoughts are going to lead you into destruction. Always do the opposite, and you will might get saved. And in my life, I want to preach the same message to me. you know Accountability, hanging around with the right people, and praying, and have a prayer for life. I will always save you a lot of headache that what we are dealing right now with. And I don't want to expose the names. I don't want to say this and that. I don't want to like piggyback on. There's many internet shows and podcasts you will find people attacking people. Like, I don't know why people love controversy. People love to hear controversy. But listen, I don't want to be one of those that always being controversial. And I am not. A lot of people that, if you know me, you know that I'm not a very contradicted person or controversial person. if my yes is yes, my no is no. Sometimes I'm like, I love people too much to say no, but I think I need to have that form a habit in my life. Even though I love you, my no does not mean that I don't like you. My no means that it's not good for me right now to do what you ask me to do. So my wife will appreciate on that as well. So I always want to come up with a yes, but then I get myself into trouble with, saying too much yeses. And I think it's time and season. If people, I now I think as I'm getting more older and older, I'm learning that to say no, and I'm learning to say no always because my heart is always pleasing people. But I think it's time for me to not be a pleaser of the people, but pleaser of God. If I have a right with God, then I will get you back. I will get you back. And my heart towards people is like I genuinely love people. But if people come to me and they say something that is they think it's a hurtful or something like that, I'll always have to have an attitude of forgiveness too. I can't take everything to the heart because I think as I'm getting more older, I having more grace for others to understand that maybe if they're saying no to me doesn't mean that there's no yes in the future. There's always yes in the future, but you just have to wait for the right timing. Does that make sense to somebody right here? I think few people are watching right now and are being truly blessed by this message. And if you are being blessed right now, share this video with your family, friends, and also give me a favor. If you can go on Vision Television Network YouTube page, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and please be nice in the comments. Please post very nice comments. Also go on Vision Television Network Facebook page, share, like, and make sure you tell other people about Vision Television Network as well. So we are growing this platform. There's so many people out there needs to hear this message. This is a very timely message that I wanted to give to you. I love you and